Welcome back, everybody, to the FireStorm podcast. Whether big, whether small, whether large, whether tall, we are here to chat shit and not make sense of all of it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hold on. I've got another thing as well. Hold on, wait. That was probably the worst can rip I've ever done on this podcast. I'm so upset.
Damn. But I was mid.
Mid? What are you drinking?
Coca-Cola in a can.
Was that to try and stave off all the alcohol you've just consumed, apparently?
I mean, it was... I didn't drink enough to not drive home, you know, but it's kind of cut off my filter a little bit.
Okay, well, good.
But
there's a lot of things I want to talk about today, and some of them may require you to be unfiltered, so that makes a lot of sense. We're doing another one of these episodes because I brought it up. The last episode didn't really fucking pop off at all because I kind of gave it a vague name. But I will give this one a better title and everything. There's a lot of shit that's been going on, and like it's nuts, man. Like I stopped paying attention to Twitter for like 3 weeks, and then like I checked back once, and then like 1,000 things that semi care about have all happened at once. So like I'm okay. So I started paying. I paid a little bit more attention to just some of the news, the broader news, because there's even things that have just happened that the world itself has been like looking down upon. Like, interesting. Cool.
Cringe.
Let's start off with good news, though. I think news that has probably excite both of us. I'm sure you've heard. They've announced the new sequel to Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's right.
Avatar Seven Havens. About an earthbending girl and her mentor, something like that.
Next Avatar, yes.
Yeah, and it's got the original creators behind it and everything. And it's planned to have 26 episodes and will be split into 2 seasons. So that is cool.
Is it going on Netflix? I didn't know if it's going on Netflix or not.
I don't know about Netflix. I don't know where it's going. All I know is the original creators are involved.
Because they got the rights to the original show. But I don't know.
That would make sense. Because I just remember like a long time ago hearing rumors about how like, oh, this is going to be set in a future where like the avatars looked down upon. Like apparently like something fucked happened and they no longer respect Korra or Aang. So now this is going to be like the new Avatar trying to like restore faith in the system or something. I don't know, but like I don't know if that's legit. But the one image they've released, Avatar's got like a cat pet friend as well because they all need to have pets. And she's got like a mentor as well. And I don't know, it's cool. I'm glad that it's happening. OG creators are involved and they know what they're doing. So. Lovely stuff. More Avatars always fun.
Oh yeah, I think I don't know. It's been a long time since the original show, right? And I do believe the original creators were behind Korra, and Korra had a lot of good ideas. But I think it's fair to say the execution wasn't quite as good as the original show. And it's been it's been even more time since, I think Korra started in like 2014. Which was like 6 years after The Last Airbender had already finished. Maybe 5, I can't remember. I think it was 2008 it finished. And now it's been like since Korra finished, it must have been 2016, maybe? I can't remember. But it's been almost 10 years. So I don't know what they've done since then, right? Like, was it just Avatar and they've been living off the royalties from it, or what?
Well, they've done games, they've done the live action Netflix one, they've been,
which I think they were taken off of, right? Or didn't they split because of creative differences?
Something like that, yeah. So the OG creators have had time to make this, basically.
Okay. Well, either way, I don't want to assume it'll be, I need them to prove themselves still. Like they proved themselves a long time ago with Avatar, and that's fine and all, but because if they try to push some weird political agenda with this, I'm not going to be happy. But if it's just about the actual world of Avatar, then it's fine, right?
That's the hope. That is definitely the hope. I found like a little synopsis thing, which I can't confirm if this is legit, but this is what it says. Avatar Seven Havens is set in a world shattered by a devastating cataclysm, with both the physical and spiritual worlds torn asunder. The remnants of humanity endure in the titular Seven Havens spread across the world. A young earthbender named Pavi discovers that she is the new Avatar after Korra, but in this dangerous era, that title marks her as humanity's destroyer, not its savior. On the run, as she is pursued by both human and spirit forces, the new Avatar will be joined by her long-lost twin sibling as they uncover their mysterious origins and links to the Avatar cycle and find a way to save their world before the Seven Havens collapses entirely. So, it's if that is legit, that is a vastly different direction to the way Avatar's been approached before, especially because it's already confirmed, like, yes, 2 seasons, 13 episodes a season.
That is, that's a good thing.
Yes,
the new approach is a good thing.
Definitely. Like they tried a similar-esque approach with Legend of Korra, and like there were parts that worked, and yes, there were parts that didn't. So I think looking back on it now, Korra was good. It just it had a lot to live up to, and then it had a lot that just didn't.
Yeah, a lot of it was really strange. Like, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen Korra. I found this was a long while ago, but it must have been a year or two ago. But I found all 4 seasons of Korra on DVD at like Walmart for like $5. So I bought it. So I own the whole DVD. I own all 4 seasons on DVD, so I'll need to watch it at some point, just to see how it compares. But because like The Last Airbender is constantly fresh in the memory. Like, how can you forget it? It's so good. But I would need to rewatch Korra because I remember liking the first season because it was kind of this innocent, weird little thing. Oh, here's the next Avatar, yeehaw, and then that was it. And then it sort of began spiraling after that. It went really deep into like the secret, not secrets, but like the truth behind how the Avatar reincarnates and stuff. And they were like those weird banner like the big ass like flags or whatever they were. God, I can't remember. But they were like, there was like a good one and an evil one. It was kind of bizarre. Like, I think that was the right direction, but I don't know how, like, I just don't remember the execution being as good as I wanted it to be. Like, because again, Aang was so naturally spiritually in tune with himself and like the Avatar stuff that it made sense to have the next Avatar be someone who was not naturally spiritually inclined, right? So Korra had to really figure out the more spiritual aspects of being the Avatar, because like, there's a great contrast. Like, Aang spent so much time learning all of the other 3 elements, and literally the first scene in Korra has already pretty much mastered water, earth, and fire.
So there's a baby going, I'm the Avatar, then fucking throwing heaps of shit around.
I think it's a great contrast. I think it really works. Like, that's totally the right direction. But I just remember feeling after watching that, like, that stuff that happened in Korra, I remember being like, what? What?
Yeah, I just remember Korra like going to like, it was weird because like Avatar I felt like had a perfect balance of like kid adventures and then like serious like cataclysmic events, and then Korra tried to have that balance with like the love triangle. We're playing sports, woohoo, and then she gets traumatized, and then the villains are killing themselves, and then all this other shit. And I'm like, whoa, hold on, whoa, dial it back a little bit, please. Like, holy shit, like. Kids are gonna watch Korra get traumatized and be wheelchair bound for a while, and they're gonna be like scared. Like, me as a kid, I would have been like, oh well, holy shit, I don't want to watch that. But
I remember like the first season was totally fine. Like, it had a weird love triangle. I wasn't huge on the love triangle, but I thought it was fine. But then it had like that little plot with like that one guy. Was it the guy who shot? No. I'm trying to remember who it was.
No, it was the masked dude that could take away your bending. Like, he was
that's
legit.
Right. Yeah. So that was kind of isolated, it feels like, from the rest of what Korra was. And then even past that, like, I think season 3 there were a bunch of people who were like randomly granted airbending. And there's this bald guy who started flying everywhere. I can't remember, but I remember that being weird. It was just very bizarre. So I think how many episodes was Korra? Like
Not
it was
sure.
4 seasons. No. Either way, I think they really have potential to make this next series like in 26 episodes. Like you don't need to do a ton of shit, right? Like Avatar, we kind of get it. So I think in 26 episodes, there's absolutely potential for them to just kind of like tell this really nice, like isolated story that like delves into the future of the Avatar world without like, it doesn't need to interfere, you know, it doesn't need to like branch out into like what happened in other show in Korra or in The Last Airbender.
That's why I'm kind of keen for it, because they've already planned for this. Whereas I believe, I might need to be corrected on this fact, I'm pretty sure Korra, they initially planned 1 season, and then Nickelodeon was like, can you make more? And then that's why like the next 2 afterwards kind of became
I think
rushed.
that's right, actually. I think that sounds correct.
So that's why I feel like Seven Havens should work, because it is planned. They've been planning this, and hopefully it all goes to plan. That would be lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. I'm very excited for that. There are some small wrestling things I wanted to talk about. Not entirely small. First one, holy shit, guys. Hulk Hogan died. Holy shit.
That was out of nowhere.
Yeah. Cardiac event. He just that's that like he was apparently he was in the hospital ages ago, and then people said he was good, and then there was rumors of him and Eric Bischoff like starting a new promotion, so like everyone just forgot the fact he was in hospital, so everyone's like, oh, he's good. And then
TNR, the new promotion was called TNR, Total Nonstop Racism.
There it is.
Let's go. Yes, hey. Look, I want to be like, I would, you know, online, I really like to portray myself as a better person than I am. You know, I would love to be the guy that's like, I don't want to make light of anybody's death, but I make jokes about people dying all the fucking time.
But yeah, when
it actually happens, it's not as funny, right? That's for sure. But you know, like, I don't like Hulk Hogan was never. I'm too young, right? I was too young to ever have Hulk Hogan really be a part of like my entertainment system at any point. He was always just kind of the guy who was like an old legend of wrestling, right? And everybody knew who he was. You know, like he would show up on commercials sometimes, especially like, you know, when I was watching TV as a kid, he'd be on like random commercials sometimes. But he was never like, it's just, he had such an impact. You can't deny his impact on the wrestling business as a whole, but I never really like saw that firsthand, right? So it is kind of hard for me to be like really affected by, you know, like it's a shame, of course, like, you know, it's always sad when someone, especially because we lost Ozzy Osbourne like a few days before that. Like legends of the 80s are starting to go now, and it's like that sucks. But yeah, it's a shame, but like it's one of those things like, I mean, it's hard for me personally to be like to feel anything past that, right? Like it's like, oh, that's a shame.
Yeah. No, I'm in the exact same
especially
boat.
Since
like,
it wasn't like, you know, it was a actual event, right? Like it was actually cardiac arrest. Like it wasn't a natural thing. Like I think Ozzy was ready to go, but I don't think Hogan was.
Ozzy went out in the most meta way possible. 2 weeks after he finishes his last tour, like he literally did the most metal thing he could have done. But yeah, this Hulk Hogan was
donated a fuckload to charity.
What a lad.
Legend.
The thing with Hogan especially, I'm in the exact same boat, but being surrounded by several in the wrestling community who are slightly older and did watch him growing up, I see and reflect their sentiments of like, look, he is known for a lot of things, but he did define whether good or bad, he did define professional wrestling for an era. And whenever like my older family members who I don't really talk to much are like, oh, Trent, you're doing that wrestling thing. Like, they always be like, oh, yeah, Hulk Hogan, Macho Man, Randy Savage. And I'm like, yeah.
Right.
I haven't
That's
wrestled
right.
in a long
That's
time.
me. I'm Hulk Hogan.
But yeah, like, that's always the first comparison. Like, oh, Hulk Hogan. Like, yeah, I'm definitely coming out to Real American. Like, I had Real American on loop for like 20 minutes in memoriam.
I am a real American.
Exactly. We need to cover.
I am a massive bell end. That's a cultaholic.
Yes. Yes, that is correct. That I mean, it's good. It's accurate. So look, respect and for all that for his family, who are no doubt grieving, because that's the thing you got to remember. At the end of the day, despite whatever personal opinions you have of a guy and their own viewpoint on things, there is a family that is mourning. So respects to the family and everything. But yeah, that is a massive event. Like I saw a lot of very, very funny and rude tweets, but I did see some that were like, not gonna lie, I thought Ric Flair was going to go first. And then in my head, I was just like, you know what? You're not wrong. This kind of just happened. Like,
I think Flair's a little older, right?
I believe so. Yeah. So I'm like, out of everyone, Hulk Hogan, like right now? Okay.
I don't know. I would be like, because I think, especially nowadays, 71 is pretty young to go. Pretty soon, rather. He's not young, but it's pretty soon for someone to die. And because we have, our medicine is so insane now. It's not like he couldn't afford it, but it was just a freak accident, right? But like, it was, I don't know. It would be comparing that to Flair. It would be like, so who did more drugs in the 80s? And that's a hard thing you would never know.
Whose body caught up with him? Hulk, Mr. Steroid Man. Who knows? I doubt that's anything to do with why, but yeah, he
professional steroid user, Hulk Hogan.
That's how he will be remembered. Yeah. So that's another thing that happened, and another, I guess, small thing that's kind of wrestling related, kind of not. I don't know if you saw this. Our Lady Peace released a new version of Chris Benoit's theme, whatever, a redux version.
I did not know that.
They did just recently, and they on the YouTube upload said that because I believe it was like a year or two ago they played it live for the first time in 10 years, because it was like 2012 or something. They stopped playing the song because of all the they kept playing it for a while, but then like they kept getting people saying it's a bit rude because it's intrinsically linked to Chris Benoit. So they stopped playing it ages ago, but then last year they they played it again. People still love it because it is a good song, unironically. So they've made a redux version.
That's hard. That's like, because it's like, it's totally, that had nothing to do with them. Chris Benoit stuff had nothing to do with them. It's just people associating that song with him, and like how can you say like, oh man, these guys are so problematic for playing this song that they were paid to write for a wrestler who did something bad of his own, of his own autonomy. Like, come on, that's not the band's fault.
No, it's not. But so one good thing they've done, this redux version they've made, it sounds pretty cool. I'd really like it. It's good, and they've slightly changed the lyrics to kind of like, I don't know, it's very slightly changed, but it sounds really cool. And in the YouTube description, it's saying like, we are reclaiming this song despite the fact it's been linked to Chris Benoit. So in memory of that, all the revenue made from the YouTube upload will be going towards suicide prevention, which is good on them. But yes, they've made a new version of whatever so they can play it again. And good on them for that, for the donation they're going to be making.
Yeah.
Speaking of donations that didn't happen, VShojo, holy shit, brother. What the fuck happened there?
I wish I could tell you,
my
but
God,
I mean, what a mismanaged company.
I've been like semi keeping track of everything. The long and short of it, VShojo, this all started as a domino effect from Iron Mouse announcing her departure from the company, and during her departure announcing that not only has she missing funds, but the $500,000 she raised during her last subathon was not donated to the Immune Deficiency Foundation, which is very important to her because it's basically the reason she's alive at the minute. And because VShojo promised to handle finances and everything to keep her anonymity. Like, basically, if they did it on her behalf, it kept her private information away, like prevented her private information from being leaked. Yeah. So she trusted VShojo with doing that. They did it once before. This time around, they didn't do it. And so she was like, hey, what the fuck you. And then a bunch of other VTubers were like, hey, we've also been missing payments and stuff like that. What's going on, VShojo? And then a lot of them started to leave. And then Kason confronted the JP owner on stream. And he's just like, oh, no, we're doing okay. So Kason's like, oh, why haven't I been paid? She's like, the guy's like, hey. And then she's just like, I quit. And she's just like, the dude was like, yeah, I can't do anything about this. And it's just and then VShojo have just collapsed from there. They finally released an announcement like saying like we failed.
Yesterday morning, I think it was. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, and they basically admitted to, in a long and short way, they did admit to like some manner of like not only mismanaging funds, but some sort of fraud,
embezzling funds. Yes, they absolutely. Funds, it's not even a long, like, it's not even, they absolutely did admit to embezzling funds, especially ones that were meant for a charitable donation, which is definitely, especially, it's hard, right? Because I think the original accusations that Iron Mouse made, she only made after confronting a lawyer, or not confronting, but talking to a lawyer, right? So she had to know what to say, how much to say, throwing that out there, without like giving her, putting herself at a disadvantage in court, even though potentially putting herself at a disadvantage in court when she does eventually sue them. It's tough, but it is just so baffling, because if VShojo had just fucking took the L, right? If they had just paid their talents and then been like, actually, well, we can't exist anymore. Like, I'm talking like a year ago, whenever this not paying their talent started. If they had just took the L, paid their talents what little money they had left, and then just been like, yeah, all right, we can't keep doing this. This VShojo thing has to just stop. We're not a profitable organization. They would have been fine. It would have been like, oh, it would have been like a controversial thing probably, but it wouldn't have been nearly as big as this, and they certainly wouldn't have been taken to court. And I think that that guy, the JP guy that Kason talked to, had very limited power to do anything, because the main branch and where everything is managed of VShojo is in California, meaning they're an American company, and they are absolutely going to be destroyed. They're going to be brutalized in court, because he's just admitted, like the company Gun Run or whatever, the owner has publicly admitted to embezzling funds, especially ones that were meant for a charitable donation. Like, that is, you can't recover from that.
wasn't the phrase something like we were waiting to get more sponsors so we could pay the initial people? Like
he disguised it under not fancy wordage, but like he sort of disguised his like what he was actually doing. But basically, he was looking for loans. He was like freaking out trying to find companies that like anybody who would loan the company money to recover from their debt, recover from how much they were in the red.
And so, if you're getting loans upon loans upon loans to pay off prior loans, then you're eventually going to get caught out. Like, it just doesn't work that way. So yeah,
it is a terrible situation.
Yes, especially because like not only does it like disrupt the flow for everyone all the VTubers that were working there, and it does now like. The whole point of this was that Iron Mouse could keep her information offline to not like, and now she can't really do that unless she uses another third party. So she kind of like has to put that risk out there now, which sucks. And a lot of other VTubers probably had a lot of cool things in the works that were thanks to VShojo and the connection and the contacts they had. So. But now I'm assuming because a lot of people
it's even crazier because there was a whole new VShojo generation that were planning to debut with them. And it's I don't know. It's a very like mansplainy way. Like I've been coping it with like talking about the VShojo thing in a very mansplainy way, in the sense that like, here's what you could have done to manage your business well and not have had to resort to donating $500,000 meant from charity. Money. Yeah. Here's what you could have done a year ago instead of having to resort to this garbage. It's a very mansplainy way to like talk about it, but that's just how I feel. Like, cause I didn't specialize, but I studied economics partially in college, so I'm like, oh well, you could have so easily just done X, Y, and Z, whatever. The it's a terrible thing, right? The $500,000 and change probably. No, it wasn't exactly 500,000.
515 or something like that.
Yeah, 500,000 and change. Meant to go to charity that hadn't gone there, and not paying the talents either, right? That's fucking awful. But the whole thing, like, they make a big point, especially in the apology note or whatever you want to call it, about how they let their talent. And for one, their talent are independent contractors, right? So they have less ground in court to stand on just on the fact they're independent contractors and not employees, which sucks. That's just a fucking workaround, because they're basically employees but have less benefits and don't have as much ground in terms of labor law. But the whole thing about letting the talents keep their intellectual property, it's such a gamble. Like, why? I'm not sure why you would do that. Like, notice how every other you notice how every other even remotely successful VTuber company doesn't do that. It's so that they own the intellectual property and can make the money off of it.
I know.
We're talking Whole Live, Nijisanji, Phase Connect, like all of them do that.
Then I get that. I think that's the reason why they were independent contractors. It's just like, hey, we're not going to own your IP. You can literally fuck off whenever and like be independent if you wish. But if you don't, we can help you out with all this stuff. So I think that, and because that was the whole branding of like, oh, talent freedom. We're not going to lock in our talents, and that's why fucking like Amelie just randomly joined after 6 months, for 6 months.
Well, and it's a telltale sign, right? That like all of these talents can just completely dissolve their contracts on a moment's notice. Right? They're just like, as of this moment, I'm breaking our contract. Like, there's a lot of contracts out there that probably don't allow you to do that shit. But that you have a specific amount of time at least, right?
Well, do you think things would have been different if they did have contracts like the other VTuber agencies of like, we will own your shit, but like maybe they could have made more of a profit if they did that.
Yes.
And then
and that's the whole controversy. That's the whole controversy, right? Because they weren't making enough profit to keep the business afloat. That's why this whole thing happened in the first place. So if they had just like, if they had just done, made their own IPs for the talents, people would have found them anyway. Like if they had just been like, it happens when people that mass exodus from Hololive. Everybody, anyone who wanted to find them, the talents that left Hololive and became indies, found them, right? So it's not. I don't think it's that big of a deal if you're just saying like, especially when it depends on how you frame your graduation as well. Like, if you're like, if you kind of do it with a little bit of a teasing, like, well, I'm not going to be, you won't say it explicitly, but like, maybe I'll still have more future endeavors, and maybe I'll be out there somewhere and you guys can find me or whatever. That kind of garbage, it incentivizes the fans, right? So I think if you had just done the thing where you just create characters and go all in on it, I think it could have been a very different story. Because, like, we're talking about trying to prevent this controversy at the root cause, which is them not having enough money to pay their talents, and instead embezzling funds meant to go to charity to pay off their debt. So it's a terrible, terrible situation, but they absolutely could have avoided it if they just had a different business model. I think, anyway. Yeah. Like, they could have... I think the fact that they let the talents keep the IPs really limits what they can do to make money. Right, because the agency is built off of the backs of the talent, right? And if you don't own the designs of the talent, like, what the fuck? What are you gonna do? Like, I'm not sure. I'm sure the merch cuts aren't great for the talent. Like, if you're talking about Niji Sanji or Hololive or whatever, I'm sure the merch cuts aren't fantastic for the talents, but they're probably not slouch either. Like, they're not terrible. But
like, as wonderful as it is for them to be able to retain their IPs and continue forward with the fan base that they helped raise, you are correct. As in, like, from a business sense, what the fuck is VShojo going to make money off of? Yeah, like,
it's a completely disadvantageous business model. It's just there's just nothing. Like, I can't imagine. It's basically just you're hiring a merch company. Right, like VShojo just did their merch for them, right? Which is just like, we'll just make your merch for you and we'll take a cut of your profits. That's terrible.
Yeah, I have no doubt that they took a cut of profits. I have no doubt that they would have taken some of the profits. They would have gotten some of the merch. They could use all of the IPs to make merch and make things out of. And like, I have no doubt that the guy running it had connections, so they could do these cross promotional stuff. Like, I had no doubt that there was an idea behind it all, but at least when comparing it to other VTuber agencies, it's like, you're really rolling the dice here. You're really making a gamble because, like, whereas like other companies, shit can happen, people can leave, but you will still be in the green. Whereas like, if one bad thing happens, you're going to be in the red, and that is what happened. Like,
yes, quite literally. It's just it's such a weirdly disadvantageous business model for them. Like, I don't know what they were thinking, right? Because like, it seems like in that apology note, they're like, "Oh, we were fucking saints for letting the talents keep their IPs and not stepping in there." But like, how are you going to make money, brother? Like, I don't know. It's just, it was not, I don't know, they mentioned something about long-term sustainability. The idea was like, oh, we'll keep, the talents keeping their IPs is an idea for long-term sustainability, which completely just did the opposite. It resulted in long-term unsustainability. Yeah. I just don't get it. This seems so...
I don't know, but in turn, we now have a bunch of independents out there.
Yeah!
I'm sure some will go and join other companies, or so a lot of them will just remain independent. And also, wonderful that the community has rallied behind them and has raised over $1 million for the IDF after all of this, which is wonderful. Yes. I donated like $25 because I felt like I should. So wonderful stuff. And we'll see what all the VTubers get up to, because like I said, like I've never been the biggest viewer of VTubers. Like, I like Iron Mouse. I like everything she does, and I've been watching Saba. They're the only other VTuber I kind of watch nowadays. Mm-hmm. All the others I'm aware of, like Kayson's funny. I think they're good. They're coming to fucking not coming to, but they're doing an Australian con this in August. I think they're going to be at I don't know, in person, because she's not really one to keep her identity secret, is Kayson, but right. She's coming over either as a VTuber model or in person to Melbourne, and so that'd be cool.
Nice.
But yeah, that's freaking huge.
Yeah, diabolical.
Speaking of weird, weird models, have you seen the whole thing with Elon Musk and the Twitter mascot?
I don't know much about it. I just know that it exists.
That's weird, isn't it? What has he done?
I don't understand what it actually is.
It's a Grok AI. It's basically his Grok AI thing, except it looks like a companion. And one of them kind of looks like Misa from Death Note. She's like a fucking.
But yeah, I know. I've seen the character. I've definitely seen the character.
What's up with that?
I just don't know what it what like. I've literally just at a fundamental level, I don't even know like what it is. Like, where do you go and you see that? I just don't even know.
Apparently, it's another app I think you can install, but it's literally like you pay, because you can pay for Grok AI, and you can pay for a level that gives you a mascot companion that has a personality, and you can talk to it, and like it acts like every other AI. You can ask just dumb questions and it gives you the answer, but it has a personality of a fucking anime waifu,
of a tsundere.
Or
nice.
Yeah, well, not. I don't know if it's a tsundere, but just a waifu, and it has a voice, and I don't know. Or you can have like a little fox pet, and I'm like, what is Musk doing here? Like what is he?
I mean, I think if that's the case, it must just be AI companionship. Like maybe Elon's getting in on the AI companionship game, which has already started to thrive. Apparently.
Has it?
Apparently.
Has it really?
Yeah. Did you see that thing about that guy who had a wife and kid and still got attached to a Chat GPT AI girlfriend? Like he said he asked it to marry him.
I don't know if it's the same one. I heard a story about how a guy like asked his wife if he could be in an open relationship and include their AI in the open relationship. Like
I don't know if that's the same, like that. Yeah, there was this big story. I think Charlie covered the story about the guy who got attached to the Chat GPT AI and asked it to marry him.
Holy shit.
Yeah, diabolical. So I think that's just Elon getting in on that game, which I think for his audience, I think his audience is lonely basement dwelling fucking incels. So I think that's probably appropriate. I think he'll get a good amount of action on that.
I think definitely in like Japan and that's probably gonna pop off. They love that sort of shit. So
I think they I think they love it on, at least I hope most of them like it on a more surface level. Like I've seen a lot of Japanese artists draw the character. They've been like, oh yeah, this is cute. Fuck yeah, it's just a little goth chick.
Shit.
But I think we'll see. I keep seeing stuff about this new law going into effect in Japan where they're implementing more taxes on single people. Really curious how that's going to work out.
That sucks.
Yeah.
She's like, hey,
ultra incentivizes people to get married. Really curious how that's going to go down.
No doubt. That's nuts.
Yep. Also, speaking of sort of this, sorry, I wanted to actually mention this because I think it's interesting.
Go for it.
This is sort of on the same topic of like basement dwelling incels and companionship, and also VTubers. So I've mentioned a couple times that I like this girl. I like to watch sometimes this girl called Nimi Nightmare, who used to be Fauna. in Hololive.
Oh yeah, I saw this. Yeah,
she's getting married. Yeah. So she announced that she's actually getting married, which is it for the most part has had a really positive reaction, because I think it sets a pretty interesting precedent where, like, I think she's not the only VTuber to have it public that she's married, right? Or that she's going to be married. There are obviously plenty of other VTubers who are like, I'm the single mom VTuber or whatever, whatever. There are plenty of VTubers like that, like weird indies. But I think Nimi is like the first big name to announce that she's in a relationship. And I think for the most part, it's had a really positive reaction. It's been interesting to watch everybody's responses because, like, it's prompted good parts. It's prompted a lot of people to draw her model in a wedding dress. Fantastic. Good stuff there. Very innocent little fun. But apparently where the backlash has been is, unsurprisingly, on 4chan. It's apparently a bunch of fucking incels complaining about it on 4chan. And I don't use 4chan. I just see screenshot reposts on Twitter. People fucking making fucking weird tweets, making fucking weird posts about it. There's one that kind of made me laugh. It was like, because I think it was in jest, but it was like, it had a picture of Nimi Nightmare's model, and then the text was like, okay guys, so today I'm gonna be playing this game, and then in the next line is, you hear baby crying in the background. It's like, and she like turns around and gets farther away from the mic, like, shut up. And then you hear someone, the next line is, husband audibly slaps her ass, and she says, not now, honey, I'm busy. I'm like, all right, well, that kind of would, I'm not sure if I would watch that kind of content.
I don't think that's what this content's gonna
I was like,
into.
that's not what it's gonna turn into. It's kind of interesting because, like, at the same time, it's a reality check, right? Because I think it's safe to say, and I'm guilty of this too sometimes, people watch VTubers like with the same kind of like sort of hope that just like that they're single, right? And like sort of getting that imagining that scenarios in your head of like living the happy couple life or whatever, however you want to say it. But I think it's a reality check because that whole time while she was at Hololive, like, I must have been like 3, almost 4 years. She was probably dating someone that whole time, and nobody ever knew about it. So it's very interesting to like see how people have responded to it. I personally don't care that much, but it's like it does do something to the psyche, right? Because I'm like, oh wait, she was actually dating someone that whole time. It's just kind of interesting. I don't know.
It is interesting the reaction that the internet has had towards it, because you're right, it's the whole thing of so many people who are VTuber fans get so locked in and like, you're right, they are so far away from reality. They basically watch a few streams and then they get locked in and they're like, I like this person. Yeah. And then their mind fucking, but because it's the whole thing of like, this is a character, so then their mind begins to paint their ideal image of the character.
Yep.
And a majority of the time, VTuber fans are lonely single dudes, and their ideal version of this person on screen they really admire is just like, oh, they're single. And like, just a lot of the time, not even
just that, right? But it's someone who you know is a human being and can respond to what you say. And like, it's not like the same as an AI, even, right? It's someone who's actually giving a human response to what you're saying in chat. So it's like, yeah, I totally get it. Because like whenever I get like fall into that kind of thing where I'm like, I end up getting a little carried away. I'm like, oh God, fuck, I need to go outside for a second.
I feel like even the biggest VTubers, they can't even do that anymore. I've been in chats before, like, where they're fucking, I've been in streams before where their chats are going 100 miles a minute. Like, how the fuck are they meant to respond to anyone? And they don't.
Yep.
Like,
they do their own thing.
They do their own thing, and yet people are fucking in their chats just going nuts. And I'm like, how are you, like, for those types of people that want that type of fucking bond with a anime 3D model, they can't even get that. Because those weirdos can't get what they want. And it's just like, well,
I'm definitely,
that's so fucking
it's so
stupid.
weird because, like, it is a feeling that I've, like, it's not, I'm much more of like a lurker. I don't really talk in people's streams, but sometimes you just like, when you don't have, I don't know how long it's been since I've actually dated anyone seriously, but it's like, you do get that loneliness sometimes. I'm just like, oh my God, all right, I gotta go outside for a second. So it just sometimes I feel that, and I'm like, uh-oh. So I just have to like sort of shake it off. Taylor Swift, shake it off. And usually I'm fine after like a few minutes. I go outside for a second, and I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna do this. I'm a real man.
I've gone to the direction of like, I feel lonely. I'm going to reinstall Hinge and just give that another crack. Like rather than going to Twitch, I go to fucking Hinge. And sometimes I get a date, sometimes I don't.
Yeah,
whatever. But yeah,
it doesn't usually start that way, right? It doesn't usually like I don't start watching someone just because I feel lonely. It's more like it's like while you're watching them, like, oh man, like this person's so cool. You have
that realization hits you midway through the stream.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh God.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Like you get that feeling like, oh man, this person's so cool. Like, if only I had someone like this to like give me companionship. And they're just like, oh shit, oh fuck, I gotta
load up Elon Musk's Grok mascot companion. Like, there they are.
Usually what I do is I'll load up a shooting game and just shoot people, and then I'm good.
Okay,
I do something manly.
Interesting way to go.
Yeah, I do something manly, like shoot people.
Dude, you're in America. Just go buy a gun.
Real.
Like, go do that for real.
I actually don't know where to buy a gun.
What?
I'm not gonna lie to you.
Apparently Walmart. Every time I hear about people buying guns, it's from Walmart.
Really?
I don't
go to that side of Walmart.
Walmart with you. I went to Walmart with you. I don't remember there being a gun section.
Me either.
So,
I just
I don't know if that's
Walmart's so big that I just don't go to that side of Walmart. Although I don't really go to Walmart that much. I go to the Target is closer to me.
Right.
Either way.
Okay.
It's the same thing,
I don't
basically.
know. There's a lot of guns. I don't know.
I don't know where to buy a gun.
We briefly mentioned Japan here. I was gonna bring this up because I briefly mentioned it to you when we were just chatting. Mm-hmm. So I had just an epiphany the other week. So very long and short of it, like I was chatting to some family. One of my family members was considering basically just moving to Scotland for a while. Because there's a lot of things that have happened in real life and happened to them, and they were just considering just getting away from Australia for a bit, just moving for a while. And while discussing stuff like this, my family kind of approached me. It's just like, would you ever think about doing something like that? And I not in a way of like, hey, fuck off. Like, they were just kind of like, you're young and you got nothing holding you down. You got nothing. You don't have a house or kids. Like, you don't have any proper responsibilities. Like, you could easily do something similar as well. Just go look for a gap year or something. And I found this thing about going to Japan and teaching English without the qualifications. Instead, you just get what's called a TESOL, like a teaching English in foreign languages qualification. And so basically on a whim, I was like, fuck it. And I decided I'll do it. I paid a lot of money. Things were looking good. It looked like I was going to go in like February next year.
Did you get a response?
I got excited. Yeah, I got a response.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh.
Basically, I spoke to the people that run the TESOL course, and they're like, oh, yeah, this all looks good. This all looks amazing. This all looks awesome. Do you have any piercings or tattoos? I'm like, yes. I have 2 small tattoos on my wrists. But they're very easy to cover up. That's no problem. And they're like, oh, can you send us pictures of them? We need to just quickly check with the schools, like someone that helps manage the schools, if that's okay. I'm like, sure. Did that, and I was initially told, oh, if they're small, that's fine. That's no problem. We'll get them covered up, no problem. And then like a week later, I get told, So it's a no. And I'm like, what the fuck? You said it was going to be fine. And they said this was their answer. They said, each teacher gets a uniform and the tattoos are too lower on your forearm for the uniform to cover up. And I'm like, wow, that's oddly specific and oddly pedantic of them. And I'm like, so not even if I wear a watch on my left wrist and like put a patch on the right one, that it won't work? And the guy was like, I made that argument for you, and they said no. And I'm like, well, give me a refund at least. So nice. Should be getting a refund because promises were made and weren't upheld. So yes, I was initially gonna go live in Japan for a year. I thought that would be awesome, and that's quickly fallen under, which sucks.
Damn.
Yeah, I was excited for that too because like I wanted to just experience that. I wanted to do something different. Like it's something I've been doing the same thing for a while now, and I just wanted to do something big and different for a little bit before resuming life. And I thought living in Japan for a year would be a cool way to do that, but it was not meant to be. There may be other options out there beyond teaching, which I might look at, but I don't know. I was very disheartened from that because then that made me think, well, would that same issue of my tattoos be a problem for these other places? I don't know. They made it sound like it was just for the schools, like that's a no-no, but other places would be okay with it. I'm like, that's weird if that's the case, but all right. So yeah, no, that is not happening.
Well, damn.
But other things are happening. I finished The Protector Volume 2.
You did.
Thank God. I sent it to Gus for beta reading.
I have proof,
He has the proof.
Yeah, I meant to get... I ended up busy at work this week, so I've only gotten through one chapter so far. But, yeah.
That's
we are... I'm definitely going to be reading more this weekend.
Lovely. That's completely fine. There's another dude I've actually been talking with on Blue Sky, of all places, a platform I rarely use, who can do, he does like paid reviews and he does like editing and stuff like that. And I need a second beta reader because this is going to be a weird way to divulge this information, but my other beta reader was Carrie, a light novelist, and after the way her Patreon, like, original English light novel magazine thing she was doing for a bit, after that kind of just wasn't successful, she has stopped writing, which is upsetting, because I liked her stories. My Neko Boyfriend was pretty good. So yeah, that sucks. But yeah, she was my second beta reader, so since she's no longer writing, she said she just doesn't want to do that, and I'm like, that's fine. So I found this other dude on Blue Sky, but he needs to read Volume 1 first. So basically, he's reading Volume 1 of his own volition, and then I'm going to pay him to do the whole other thing for Volume 2.
Well,
so
that was nice that he didn't make you pay to read Volume 1.
No, I explained the situation. He's just like, oh, that's sick. I'll read Volume 1, and then just, we'll go through the whole thing and do Volume 2. And I'm like, yeah, well, that's awesome. Thank you. So, yeah, so it'll be, I don't know how quick he is. So the thing in my head is like, well, I now need to edit the audiobook for Volume 1. I've started it. I'm doing it in 2 sections. I'm cutting out all the bad takes to keep all the good takes, and then I am slowly pushing together to make the timing right for all of the gaps. So I'm doing it in 2 sections, and I've begun that. Then I gotta like make sure the volume's the same for everything, and so I'm editing and doing all that myself. That's the next step. But it's actually good though, because as soon as I finished Volume 2 and sent it to you, I was just like, oh, I need to begin Volume 3, and then I really want to start writing it, but I'm like, I need to do the audiobook. It's just sitting there. Motherfucker's just sitting there. So I'm happy that I am feeling like that I want to write it, because I literally cut out a section from Volume 2 because it was getting too bloated, and I was like, I'm going to put it in Volume 3 and go from there. So like I got myself excited. So that's sick.
I can attest to from personal experience that nothing quite fires me up to make more music than finishing a project. Like literally as soon as I'm done with one, I'm like, oh man, I kind of want to make this new one. Yeah, I totally get it.
So I've had to kind of reel myself in and remember there is another market out there that want to listen to it. So time to get that done. Also went to my first author market, which was actually quite successful. That was good. There are 2 more events coming up that I am attending. So I'm excited for that. So things are going well on that front. And for your front, how are you going with the music practice? I know you're doing screaming practice.
Yeah, so I mentioned last time that I was doing. So I've already done Dr. Stone. I did Supernova. Great, fun little track. My next track that I'm going to be releasing is the new Sakamoto Days opening, Method, which is another fun little track. And then after that, Hypertoria and I are going to do the new Rising of the Shield Hero opening, Resolution. And I mentioned last time we had a chat that there was a 4th one I was thinking about but wasn't sure. That's the Gachiakta opening, Hugs. It's because I don't scream very well. It's like I have done screaming once before in a song, but I didn't really like the way it sounded going back to it. It's fine, like it's not bad, but I'm like I can do better. And the Gachiakta opening, like I don't know how, like it is so good. I actually, even before Gachiakta the anime even came out, I was going to the trailer and like blasting the little few seconds where it was playing the song. Like I would go back to the trailer over and over so I could hear the song. I haven't done that in a long time. I can't remember the last time I did that. But I love Hugs. I think it's an unbelievable banger of a song. And I have friends who can scream, but I'm like, the whole Hugs is all done by the band's vocalist. So I'm like, I'm gonna give this a college try. And I've theorized for a long time. There's a part of my vocal range that it's a little higher in my vocal range that I don't quite hit as well as I want to. And I've hypothesized for a long time that the key to unlocking it and really making it more powerful in my really higher range is the same thing that's keeping me from screaming well. And I think I'm on the money because I have been able to get up there a little bit better recently. But yeah, it's ironically, so I'm self-taught singing, like I've never taken lessons or anything. So naturally, I'm going to be self-taught for screaming as well. And ironically, the guy who has been the most help to me on YouTube is this guy who posted screaming tutorials from like actually 17 years ago. He was so I've been watching these like 360p fucking 4x3 ass videos, and this guy gets it. Like he sounds how I want to sound, and he explained it really well. And actually, for the first time ever recently, I have been screaming without really damaging my vocal cord or like my voice at all. He explained exactly where the scream is supposed to come from and how it works, like internally with your larynx is what it's called. Yeah, for the first time, I've been able to scream without damaging my voice. You can kind of hear that I'm sure you can hear it especially in the playback of this actual podcast. But my voice is gone a little bit. It's because I have been doing it every single day. And I still don't quite have the hang of it yet. But I feel myself getting better, and hopefully in a few weeks time, I'll have the hang of it and I'll be able to do it really how I want to. And I'm thinking, Hugs is a 5.5 minute song, and it has a few different stages of it. Which is it's an insane song. But I want to try it. And I've even thought about doing like a full-on like music video, like in real life, like getting some of my friends out there. One of my friends recently got a brand new camera. I'm thinking about getting him out there to help me film it. I've actually been looking around. So Gachiakta's about it's a battle shonen anime. It's about this guy who has the ability to turn trash into weapons. So so I've been looking around at recent, like, nearby landfills where I can go and film amongst a bunch of trash. So I'm thinking about going through with that. I think that'd be really cool. It is a huge undertaking, so I haven't started really yet. I've wrote a little bit of the lyrics because I was able to find the lyrics to the TV size version of the song. But yeah, it's an absolutely batshit insane song. And thankfully, I was really before I heard the full version, I was really hoping that it wouldn't get that much crazier than it is in just the minute and a half version, and it really doesn't. There's really actually not that much more. Like, it doesn't get any really crazier than it has in, like, the first minute and a half. So it's just kind of more of the same. And there's a lot of instrumentation, like long stretches of that are just instruments. So hopefully the screaming will not absolutely rip my voice apart. But I am gonna try it. I'm like 99% sure now that I'm gonna give it a shot. Yeah, it's gonna be everything else is coming first, and I think I'm probably not gonna be able to have it done until, like, for at least another month. So I'm doing everything else first, but I am going to try it. I'm going to sort of, like, be working on it in the background a little bit. And then if I can make everything work out, I'll go to a landfill somewhere where I can film amongst the trash.
Awesome. If I go to a landfill somewhere, film amongst the trash, and then show on camera, I can scream now, motherfuckers. Yeah. Like, that'll be legit.
Yeah. I'm very surprised, like, you know, being self-taught, like, I did think about going to a lesson, like a screaming lesson, like an actual one, but I've never needed it for singing, and, like, I wasn't singing right when I first started out, and now I feel like I've gotten the hang of it, but now that I'm, like, so deep into knowing how to sing, like, I'm at least 10 years now, over 10 years now of singing practice, like, seriously practicing singing. I feel the scream coming a little more easily, because I'm a little more familiar with how my voice works. But yeah, the big problem I'm facing now is adding more distortion, because I've got it to a point where I'm, like, healthy and I've got enough power behind it, but I actually need more, like, of the actual need more of that. In the actual screaming, because right now it's
guttural.
Yeah, I need. Well, it's actually, like, the distortion, the actual, like, sort of breaks in it, like the. Because like, when I scream, it's more like a powerful yell almost with a little bit of distortion, but I need a little more distortion on the screams, and I think I'll be good. But yeah, that's where I'm at now. But it'll happen. It's gonna be weird because I think I'm gonna everything will seem totally normal. And then one day I'll just post this giant fucking 5.5 minute song where I'm just, like, screaming my fucking head off. But yeah, it's a crazy song. Yeah, it's a crazy song. I think the full version, someone posted the full version of Hugs. I think it's still out there. If anybody is curious, totally recommend it. It's a crazy, crazy song. I really like it. And the chorus is so awesome. It's been in my head for fucking weeks. Yeah. I'm gonna give it the old college try.
We believe in you guys.
And by the way, I feel like I should just mention this out of Gachiakta. Just watch it, man. I've said it a gazillion times on this podcast, but man, it's so good so far.
You have, actually.
Yeah.
I've been so out of the loop with, like, I keep going through phases where, like for, like, 2 months solid, I'll watch a fuck ton of anime, and then I just won't for, like, 4 months. Mm-hmm. So I need to get back into it, because especially with, like 2 shows I really like, Bunny Girl Senpai and Dress Up Darling. They're airing currently. Mm-hmm. I'm not up to date with Bunny Girl Senpai. I haven't watched the movies, but I need to fucking get up to date with it.
I actually just watched anyway. Oh man, there was that one movie, the more recent one, like I don't know. It was about their mom. I watched that, like, the other day, earlier this week. It was really good, actually.
Right.
So
okay. Fuck yeah. No, oh yeah, another thing on my side of the camp, I wrestled again, guys. Oh my god.
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah, look up PWSA Super Slam XV, Pro Wrestling South Australia Super Slam 15. I did commentary throughout the entire event.
I fucking saw it, and like you were making your entrance, and the guy who was on commentary with you, he's like, wait a second, that's Trent JM. He's supposed to be on the commentary desk with me. Trent, why are you in the match?
Yeah, the entire time he's just like, my commentary partner's getting the shit kicked out of him.
That was funny.
It was funny. It was good. Yeah, I did commentary for the whole show.
Trent, you should have stayed at the commentary desk.
I got an elimination. I'm trying to make it a tradition where whenever I want to enter a bunch of like either Rumbles or Battle Royals, I always get one elimination and then I get killed. I want that to be a tradition. It's happened in both of my matches so far, so that I'm happy with that. There's also potential for me to work. There's more opportunities coming up where I might actually be able to wrestle at other shows. So if they happen, I will let everyone know because it is fun and I'm having a good time with it. And I still feel capable of doing such. And I've got people around me that are helping me out as well. So yes, look that up. It was a great show, Super Slam. You get to probably the best commentary me and my partner Paul have been able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I got to wrestle, so that was fun.
Let's go.
Yeah, good shit. Now there's a few other things I want to talk about, but like some of them are like semi-serious and some of them aren't. So I guess we'll kind of work around it. I know you're not the biggest fan of South Park. That's something that I grew up with, but holy shit, some big shit's happened recently.
Okay.
So there was this whole deal. Do you have any clue about the merger of Paramount and Skydance? Have you heard anything about that?
I just heard that it happened.
Yeah, so that was a whole thing that was happening, and while that was happening, the Paramount was discussing renewing the streaming rights for South Park.
Sure.
And there was a lot of issues with it because then Donald Trump sued CBS, who Paramount owns, for a Kamala Harris interview, something like that. So there was a whole heap of shit happening, and because of it, South Park's premiere episode of season 27 got delayed. There was a whole heap of shit happening. So South Park then pull it out of the bag. Like they've had an issue with Paramount for a while, even though they're the main ones that own their streaming rights. So, and Paramount offered them basically a deal they couldn't refuse. $1.5 billion for 5 years.
Jesus.
For more for the streaming rights. It's basically made them one of the most valuable shows in the world right now in regards to streaming.
Yeah.
So they got a shit ton of money. Everything's settled. First day after, like the day after they signed the deal, they dropped season 1 of episode 27, where they shit on Donald Trump hardcore, more harder than they've ever gone on anyone else before. Damn. Basically challenging Donald Trump to sue them.
Wow.
It's fucking insane. And for anyone that, like, I know it's not something you'll be able to fully comprehend because of you didn't watch South Park growing up, but like they've made the comparisons they made is unlike any other. They've done shitting on Trump before, where they made one of their characters like a surrogate for Donald Trump, and then this time around, like South Park in the early seasons did a thing whenever they wanted to make fun of a celebrity who was either a fascist or outright insane, they would get cutouts of that character's head and make them talk with like a flappy mouth,
sure,
which is like they do for all the Canadians. And they haven't done that in like 20 years. The most notorious character that did that for was literally Saddam Hussein.
Holy crap.
And like that was the whole thing about the South Park movie, was like it was Satan and Saddam Hussein coming back up from hell.
All right.
And so, and then Saddam Hussein got killed off. He came back and breathed some innovations. It was fine. So basically what they've done is they just turned Donald Trump into Saddam Hussein.
Wow.
They've brought back the voice, the song, the caricature of the crazy jumping around guy, but instead of Saddam Hussein's face, it's Donald Trump's face.
Nice.
And he's in the White House. He's sleeping with Satan. He's fucking just being a fucking idiot. And like they've brought back this caricature they haven't used in over 2 decades just to make fun of Donald Trump again. And it's some of the fucking funniest shit.
That's incredible.
And the episode, I know, it's ballsy of them. And the episode got leaked on Twitter. Like that, I don't even know if that was calculated or not. The episode got leaked on Twitter. So it got shared everywhere. For like that was the day I tuned back into Twitter. Oh, here's season 1. I was episode 1 of season 27, and then I just saw that, and I'm like, holy fuck! And the White House Twitter already was just like, oh, South Park is juvenile, like they're not relevant, and it's just like they're not relevant. You're calling them out, like, and I don't know. It's a whole developing thing of like. They're afraid South Park's going to get cancelled because Trump cancelled the Colbert Show for making fun of him. Something like that. Like, Trump's done a lot of shit he shouldn't be able to do.
Right.
Even though he's the president. Like, yeah, he cancelled the Colbert Show for making fun of him, basically. The most popular late night television show.
Yeah. Of course, I'm familiar, yeah.
So the fact that that's happened and... like South Park, you know, that they're shit stirrers. That's the whole thing. The day after they sign this lucrative deal that makes them one of the most valuable shows, they shit on Donald Trump hardcore, and it is fucking hilarious. Damn. So,
well, good for them.
That's going to be a whole thing. Yeah, because there is so much going around at the minute about, like, you know, like. Beyond some of the other major events that are happening in the world, there are so many more events going on that affect people's abilities to, you know, that could have dire consequences for people's abilities for even like self-autonomy and like human rights. And the fact, and like something simple as this South Park episode and Trump willingly being able to like fuck over and get rid of shows he doesn't like for making fun of him, we could see massive violations of different things going on right now. Like another example, in England, the United Kingdom, they just passed a law to change the way people interact with the internet, and now like you need to like do things like get your face scanned or show your driver's license for proof of age verification to use things like Discord.
Jesus.
Like that is a fucking, that's like fucked up. And like they're changed the whole way you have to use the internet in the UK. And then like there's other things like an Australian group called Collective Shout that are campaigning to get rid of violence and sexual imagery in video games. And Steam and itch.io and Steam and itch.io have complied because of Visa and MasterCard being like, oh yeah, no, we don't want to associate with those things. We'll bend the knee. And like it's fucked up. Like that's fucked up. They're willingly deciding for you what you can and cannot buy. And like that is a fucking violation.
That really gets on my last nerve. I heard all about the censorship stuff. The same group, I think, Collective Shout. This happened a while ago, but I don't know how successful they were. But apparently, they sought to take down Detroit Become Human because it had depictions of violence against women in the game. I don't know if that was the explicit reason, but I believe that was part of it at least. My God, I just can't believe that we can't even let evil people be evil anymore. Like, God forbid.
No.
Like, in a fictional fucking fantasy fucking video game, like, people with evil things depicted as being evil and unforgivable make you invested in the story and want to take down and stop what they're doing. It's like, I was actually, this made me so mad the other day that I debated making a video for Silver Talks just about this. This made me so mad. Like, it was, I don't
that's why I wanted to bring this up here.
Yeah. I do not, like, things don't make me mad usually. I like to think I've sort of outgrown a lot. Like, sometimes I'll just laugh it off for the most part, but this is so fucking dumb. It infuriates me. I'm like, what are bad guys gonna do? Nobody's gonna give a fuck about anything anymore because no bad guys are gonna be doing anything that's actually fucking evil. It's unreal. I'm like, oh my god. And like,
that's the fucking
go ahead.
Sorry, man. Okay.
Right.
The in my head, because it's like they are so backwards with the idea is like the whole thing is to protect the whole thing is to protect women and kids. That's their whole deal, and I get that. But even though it's literally been scientifically proven that video games don't cause violence, that is like an argument that has been slung in the media for like decades, when it's been proven that does not, video games do not cause violence. But these motherfuckers are like, okay, so we are going to lie and instead say that all these games have quote unquote child abuse material, which when you hear that, you usually think of a certain thing that may happen, but then they've conflated it with, oh no, neglectful parenting also counts as that. So in a video game, if there can be a simple demonstration of a bad parent, or God forbid, a kid that starves, or maybe they might get hit, it is bad, but it's to demonstrate that that parent is terrible and a bad guy. You're right, that's the whole point. But because these motherfuckers don't want, like, the collective shout, they're full of fucking Karens that don't want to actually take care of their kids.
Loveless post-menopause Karens.
God forbid you use something called, like, I don't know, child monitoring. Like, you can use this thing on the internet to prevent kids from accessing websites that are not meant for them. But instead of that, they'd rather the entire internet be porn free, so they want like X to remove all pornography on their fucking thing. They're banning. They've convinced Visa and MasterCard to convince Steam and itch.io to ban a bunch of porn and violence, like games that involve porn and violence. And then on top of that, they don't want women to be featured, like depicted being hurt in any manner, which, you know, what happens if your game is an action game that features a female main character? You're fucked. You can't do anything. Yep. Like, you can't show any type of empowering scenes, like scenes to go the other way and show how people do go through this and get better because of it. No, because we don't want kids to be shown that people can be hurt. Only if it counts to women, though. Fucking men get abused, men get sexually abused, men get attacked, but they don't give a fuck about that. It's the most backwards fucking thing in the entire world. And then, but Visa and MasterCard have fucking complied. And that is a terrible precedent, because now they can suddenly make the decision of what you are allowed to spend your money on. Yep. And then it fucks over the entire, like, human rights system of, like, you've worked hard to make this money to spend it on what you want. No, you're not, because Collective Shout says no. And it's the most backwards fucking shit of censorship and all that. Like, they can go so far as to do anything they want now. They could fucking ban whatever they want. My fucking book has implications that the main character was abused as a kid. But God forbid you prevent your 8-year-old from reading, like if you don't stop your 8-year-old from reading that and then be like, oh no, the person gets hurt as a kid, and then my book suddenly gets banned because you are a bad fucking parent. Literally, at the author market I was at, a mother asked, would this be suitable for my kid? She's 12. And I'm like, this is rather for a young adult audience. Wait a couple years to the maybe like 15, 16 when they're able to properly comprehend what the fuck's going on.
Right.
Like, I had to explain that. But literally, motherfuckers can't even... There are so many ways to prevent kids from accessing sites they're not meant to on the internet, but they fucking refuse to do that because they're lazy and they don't understand the internet. Just fucking try for once to be a decent fucking parent. Oh, because like you can't ban everything on the internet because you are too fucking fragile. Like, oh my God. Yeah, all that combined is fucked up. It's not
set,
good.
Yeah, even for going the censorship issue, which is terrible. Like, it sets a terrible precedent because then if Collective Shout or literally anybody now like does the same thing and essentially like calls Visa and MasterCard repeatedly, essentially harassing them and being like, we can't. This is like that because I think that's the method through which this was done.
How they did it.
So they just called them repeatedly and basically harassed them into saying we won't let people spend their money on games that show women depicted in a sexual manner or kids being violence against children, whatever. Like, I just... How are you ever going... Like, video games and movies, anything. They are entertainment, yes, but they can also be used to teach kids... Right? Like they can be used to teach kids very valuable lessons from an early age and get them across really well in an entertaining way. God forbid kids learn from a young age that from this movie that shows an evil person being violent to children, that's a bad thing. Or being sexist to women, that's a bad thing. Like, yes, like these evil people are doing bad things. Yes, that's the fucking point. Like, that's the thing though. It's not even just straight up violence. It's any depiction of kids or women being like getting negatively affected by something. They want to stop all of it. Like, God forbid fucking kids made fun of at a school ground. Like, oh my, like stuff that happens in real life actively all the time. Yep.
Like, yes, that's a bad thing. This is a bad thing being depicted in a show. Oh my God.
Well, the worst part about it is these are the same fucking people, the people who are doing this and are like, oh, you can't have hentai games, oh, you can't have games that depict violence against women. They're the same people who are going to be like, oh, why do you spend all your time playing video games when video games don't fucking matter? They do nothing for anybody in society. Well, apparently they matter enough to the point that you can't distinguish fiction from reality, and you think that people in a video game shown being violent against women, and that's clearly depicted as a bad thing by the video game itself, you think that's enough to make people think that violence against women is okay. You think that people can't distinguish, you clearly can't distinguish fiction from reality enough to the point that you think that won't affect people in real life. But apparently you do think that it'll affect people in real life. So which side are you on? Like, do video games matter or do they not? Like, pick a side. It's unbelievable. It's so fucking incomprehensibly fucking, I'm gonna say it, retarded. It's just, I absolutely cannot fathom it. Like, it's, oh my God.
No, but you're right. You kind of just boiled it down perfectly there. It's a bunch of idiots being unable to distinguish fiction from reality. That is the core of it.
Yeah.
They, and it is stupid. I'll go into the boat with you. It is retarded.
Yep.
It literally is. It's so backwards.
It's the same kind of garbage, right? Like I wrote down some notes because I was going to make a video about it. I wrote down some notes about this. I heard a thing, right? So the new Superman movie came out. I haven't seen it. I don't know if it's good or not. But apparently there was a scene that was cut from the final release where the bad guy kicks a dog. this can sort of demonstrate my point, right? God forbid, like, that is the least offensive thing, like, God forbid, right? Like, an evil person does evil thing, right? And that's not, like, it's gonna make you be like, hey, fuck that guy, I'm, like, make him stop kicking dogs. That's what you're supposed to feel. That's what you're supposed to feel that way. You're supposed to get invested in the story and be like, Superman, kill this, get this guy's ass. Get him. Get him. But apparently it got cut from the final scene because kicking a dog is offensive. Or people are going to be like, you know what? Actually, because he did that, maybe I'll go kick a dog. People think that that's what's it's going to make people feel that way. Unbelievable. Like, that's the kind of shit I'm talking about. Like, why couldn't you just that wouldn't have changed my opinion of the movie at all. You know, in the grand scheme of things, like, if it still was a bad movie, I would have still been like, oh, okay, it sucked. But at least it would have made me be like, hey, what the hell, man? Like, don't kick the fucking dog. Like, at least it would have made me feel something for a brief second. Like, that's what it's supposed to do. It's supposed to make me feel something. And now, it's just gonna be another bland-ass fucking antagonist who does nothing. And he's gonna be like, ha ha, I'm evil. Superman, you'll never defeat me. And that's it? Like, oh, man. Oh, my God.
Because people are so narrow-minded and unable to comprehend complex thoughts. And they can put the
complex
idea of,
thoughts,
like,
he kicked a dog! That's it!
I know. No, the complex thoughts is he kicked a dog, but, like, maybe the bad guy could be redeemed in the future. And then it's just like, oh, but remember the time he kicked a dog? It's just like, yeah, it's not meant to be immediately forgivable, but, like, fuck, he can show remorse for kicking a dog. But no, instead we'll just get rid of it.
And it's like, it's a completely throwaway scene. Like, it just means nothing. It probably meant absolutely nothing to the story. It was just like something he did because he was like, ew, dog, fuck off. And he's an evil guy, so he would do that. But that's going to offend somebody? Oh my God. I can't believe it, man. I can't believe it, man.
I know. All of this is, like, look, it all stemmed from... I have no doubt it stemmed from a good place, because I understand there are, like, a minimal amount of bad actors that create things that are depictions of very bad tasting things for the sake of, like, that's just what they enjoy. Those types of things I get, okay, those need to be wiped. Like, I've heard of a lot of very... fucked up games that were made in incredibly poor taste that were eventually banned at some point.
Sure.
And that is like stuff like that. I understand that. But then Collective Shout, that, like, they can paint that the entire, like, platform of Steam and Itch have nothing but games like that, and they are like they're trying to change the narrative to suit their image, and annoyingly, it's fucking worked. And that's the bad thing, is that if they can make Visa and MasterCard decide we don't want to support that sort of thing on the platform, they're capable of doing so much more, which could be incredibly bad and, like, negatively affect so much more people. But they just... if they even spent, like, a few hours just coming to grips with and realizing that that this is such a more complex issue that you can't just outright ban stuff like that. Like, one of I think what I've read is Collective Shout. Sorry, they were established in 2020, and one of the first things they wanted to do was ban GTA 5 from Target, like, from being sold at Target, because you can, like, conduct prostitution and beat women in the game.
Right.
And it's like, Grand Theft Auto has been the target of those sorts of arguments since its inception. Like, that's Grand Theft Auto to a fucking T. But they've gone so far that they I don't know. Like, I have no doubt they fully believe they're doing something good, but they just don't understand that this is a complex thing. This is like it's complex to the point of like, hey, this could be avoided if you do something simple. You stop your kids from accessing the internet, but they don't want to do that. Like, it's all about protecting the kids and like protecting women, and like I understand that, I get it, but like there are 100 better things you could do before this major step, but you've ignored all that and gone to the major step, and you fucked over literally the world. Like anyone that plays games,
yep.
You fucked them. So
I just don't. Yeah, if that's really what stems for all of this stemmed from wanting to keep your kids from seeing these games that depict violence against women, like what, or violence against children, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If that's really what it is, you're absolutely right. Do everything in your power to be like, let me vet this game. Like, what game are you playing, son? Let me see it first. And you, God forbid, read what's on the back of the cover of the game or whatever. Or if it's a digital download, you can read what's in the description. It's right there in pretty much every console.
It's right there.
God forbid you just take it upon yourself and let every single other person in the world who likes that game enjoy it instead of making it everybody's problem. Like, and even beyond that, like, you're not only are you preventing kids. Because, like, it's not just games that are, like, M-rated, right? Like, it's not just they're taking down games that are rated mature. They're taking down games that are probably rated T or even E10+ that have violence against children or women in them, but that are perfectly suitable for kids. But they're just like, oh, God forbid we let our kids see anything in a bad, like, you know, we let these kids see evil things and feel the emotion that, hey, that's bad. I want to play as my character so I can stop that evil antagonist from doing these bad things. Like, so God forbid you prevent your child from having that experience, for one, but also, you've just, now that you've made it like everybody's problem, like, I forgot where I was going. I was going to say something and then I completely lost track of everything. That's how mad I am. But it's so fucking obnoxious.
I empathize. It's a really bad situation, and I know it came from a place of good faith, but it's now established something which could be very negative for everybody going forward for any sort of thing. So, it's we'll see what happens. On behalf of Australia, I'm sorry that collective shout exists. I really wanted to do this as just like, hey, here's a shit thing that some Australians have done, and here's a cool thing some Australians have done. But it feels really weird to talk about a cool thing Australians have done after that giant rant we had.
Well, it's all right.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, it infuriates me because, like, I don't know. Video games and like fiction stuff like that, it's been a big part of my life ever since I was like basically ever since I can remember, right? And I'm the guy who watches like 30 something anime a season and talks about how effective they are. And it's like, if you don't have a reason to get, like, that's the most basic fucking storytelling element. Evil person does evil thing to get a viewer invested in a story, right? That's like that's like fucking storytelling 101. And that's not even on the table anymore because it's offending somebody. I totally remember where I was gonna go. Yeah, so you've prevented your kids, right, from having the lessons taught to them via the video game. You've prevented not only that, but also you've prevented teaching kids that individuals are individuals, right? Like, by doing this, you're saying all violence against women is bad. That means you're not only are you saying that, oh, my kid should not learn via this video game that violence against women is bad, but also you're also conveying to that kid that all women are exactly the same. and should be protected from the violence against women. They're all these like fragile snowflakes that don't deserve to be exploited or anything. But let's say you have a video game with a female main character. Stellar Blade comes to mind. There's been a bunch of controversy around that one. The main character, presumably, I've never played it, but presumably that is a woman who is an individual and has chosen to do her intergalactic space adventure and fight a bunch of guys, right? Not every woman is going to be like that, but there also are women who are like that, who will choose to get their hands dirty and fight bitches and shit, you know? Like, you can clearly convey that, like, this is an individual case, right? There are going to be women who do this thing, or some women who choose to do this thing. Everybody's an individual. And instead we're being like, oh, all women are, no violence against women is allowed. That's because all women are these petite fucking fragile snowflakes. Like, that's what you're conveying to that kid. And it's like, oh man, it fucking, because so much of like a lot of social issues nowadays just stem from like the fact that, oh, all men are trash, or all women are trash, or what, like a bunch of crap sort of in that same vein where we're generalizing instead of looking at people as individuals, which is, it's just fucking baffling to me. Like, if you don't teach your kids that from a young age, that like everybody is an individual, no matter their gender, no matter their expression, no matter who they are, they're an individual responsible for their own choices, like, you're gonna give that kid a twisted mindset as he grows up. Like, it's such a fucking weird decision. Like, I don't know. It's, if we just stop generalizing everybody and throwing everybody into groups, right? And like having biases based off of that, I think we would just be in a much better place overall. But I don't know.
Yes,
man.
So much of it comes down to such a simple issue that they want to address, but they don't have full comprehension of the bleed through and how something so simple could actually affect everyone else and affect them in such a massive manner. Because, like, even what you explained just then, like, if you try to prevent individualism, like, if you try to paint this sort of thing of, like, that my child will never be exposed to any media that ever depicts women or children being hurt. And then when they grow up with this mindset of like, oh, everything's perfect, everything's pristine, everything's amazing, nothing bad could ever happen to me. Then they turn 18, they get put into the real world, and then they realize, oh, fuck.
Reality check.
The world is kind of like reality check. Oh no, everything I knew is a lie.
Yeah.
Like, look, the world isn't perfect, and like I would love to live in a society where no one ever gets hurt, no children ever get abused, no women ever get abused, no men ever get abused. Everyone lives happily together. No negative thoughts are out there. But that is not the world we live in, and that is never going to happen. Like, bad things can happen. Oh my god, imagine that.
Imagine.
But just they say they want to commit this one thing, but the bleed through leads to a million other things happening that could, I don't know. We've both gotten to the point of like exhausting our arguments and getting tired to the point like it's fucked, okay? Like it's fucked. And the only reason it is a big deal, like this wouldn't have been a big deal if Steam and Itch independently were like, okay, fine, we will not have these games on our platforms. That's one thing. That's another argument of like them. But it's the fact that MasterCard and Visa are the ones that bent the knee, because they are the biggest motherfuckers in the world in regards to people spending money, because we all have to use a Visa or a MasterCard a majority of the time. Mm-hmm. The fact that that's the thing, it leads to another ethical issue of people deciding what you are allowed to spend your money on, and that can lead to an entirely dystopian future, which if things continue to go that route. So that's the only reason this is a big issue, and we're very passionate about it, because it's the fucking bleed through. It's the fact that this can lead to so much more negativity than positivity. Yeah, that's fucked. So yeah,
well, I'm definitely my anger definitely comes from a place of like, you know, even now at 26 years old, fictional stories are still a huge part of my life, and they always have been. And I just think just censoring fiction, like actually stuff that isn't real, is just not going to do anybody any favors in the long run, even in the short term. You're just doing that for the sake of your own, like, what do they even want to do it for? Just so their kids don't see it? Well, what if they grow up and they want to play that game? Like, I don't know. It's so fucking stupid. I actually can't fathom how anybody would think that way. But yeah.
Well, oh yeah, that's another thing that happened, guys. We're 26 now. Holy shit!
You're not yet. You have one more day.
I'm close. I'm about
you
to
have
be 26,
you have 12 hours.
Yeah, I do. I'm close, guys. I'm nearly there. Yeah. We're 26. Wow.
Yeah.
That's another number.
Yeehaw.
Another number, guys. Wow. Fuck, man. The last like two things I wanted to talk. Well, three. Two things I wanted to talk about. Like, one of them's like a small indie thing, and then the other one's just like, oh yeah, the whole shit with the Epstein files.
Oh yeah.
But I don't even know what I want to say. That's fucked up, man. What is going on?
I actually don't know really anything about that situation. Like, I don't know much about it. It's just so obvious to me that it feels like it just feels like it's being. They're covering it up in the government, right? Like, it's just an internal cover-up. But I just don't know anything about it. Like, that is completely not on my radar.
We're watching the biggest cover-up in human history happen right in front of our eyes.
It's kind of diabolical.
Essentially. I've listened to 3 different sources. CoffeeZilla, or his Vodzilla thing, he's been covering it extensively. Moist Critical has covered it on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
And then someone that works with Moist Critical started a podcast with Friendly Geordies, who I've mentioned before.
Yes.
And he has like done full comprehensive like timelines of events about like Epstein and all of his cases, and then like the whole thing that happened with like the footage being released of it, with the minute missing, and then they did another one where of like Donald Trump and his known like public occasions of him interacting with Epstein and everything that's come out from that, and then like all these politicians in Trump's side that all agreed during the elections, like, oh, we need the Epstein files released. It's like, I forgot the name of the guy, but there was one dude that was extensively like, we need to release the Epstein files.
Mm-hmm.
Trump gets in, appoints that dude head of like the FBI or something like that. He puts him into the FBI, and then as soon as he gets put into the FBI, turns around and says, actually, we can't. And it's just well, why have you done that then? Because you've clearly found out something that you don't. It's not that you don't want people to know. It's just that it incriminate. Like, if you fucking think about it clearly, it's not because, oh, all of a sudden I've learnt something that the world can't know. Like, it's so bad. Like, the world can't know. Right. It's most likely people that you're associated with are incriminated, and you can't let that information be revealed. So but it's so fucking obvious to so many people, and yet they're still going to turn around and say, no, you're fucking stupid for wanting this. I'm gonna no files for you. No, you're stupid. How dare you ask me about that? It's so, I don't know, that I'm not gonna rant on about that as much as we did the other thing, but fuck, man, that's a thing that's happening. We are literally witnessing one of the biggest cover-ups in the entire world happen right now, and they think people are just going to forget. They think people, like, even though they are the guys that made a big deal about it running into the election, they think everyone's just going to forget and just ignore it, and it's just like, no, that's, well, fuck that. Who cares? It's a big deal. Hey, Collective Shout, if you want to make a big fucking change in regarding to stopping child predators, because that's another big issue, like child abuse, fucking make a big deal about the Epstein files. That's probably one thing you should do.
There you go.
yeah, that's one actual positive thing you can do for the world. But yeah, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah, I mean, I really don't know what to add because I don't know anything about it. I've seen a handful of clips from people asking Trump about it, and he's like, I don't know anything. Stop asking me. And that's it.
Go away.
Yeah. I really don't know. I mean, I just don't know. Like, should the Epstein files come out by some godforsaken, something happened, some miracle, what would that even happen? Like that's what I like. If I knew that, maybe I would care more. But I'm like, I just don't know what the result would be. Should that even happen in the first place? Like, would Trump get ousted from office? Because if so, great. But I don't even know. It's hard to say, I think, but like, because it feels like it feels like it would result in a huge in theory, given how much people care about it, it'd be like, then the government would have to undergo a huge overhaul because a bunch of people who are in the government right now will probably be on the Epstein files. But would that even happen? Would that hold up in some kind of a court of law? Like what would happen? So I just don't know.
Yeah, because that's the other thing. Not only how much do people want it to come out, but how hard the government is working to not release it. Like, there was the whole thing that looked like, I remember hearing about something that could easily be a coincidence, but it was just like, oh, we're going to get all these people to vote on their point of view of wanting it to be revealed. And then they called their break a week before, 2 months early, or they call their break early to not be a part of the vote or something like that. I don't know. It's government shit, but it's there's so many things that have happened that make this a way bigger deal than it should be, and really does make it look like they're trying to cover it up on purpose because of something they know. And they made a whole song and dance of it before, but now that Trump's in, they're not making a song and dance of it. They're telling you to do the opposite. It's so backwards. It's so fucked up. But yeah, it's there's a lot of things happening right now. Mm-hmm. There are a lot of things happening, and it's impossible to cover it all. But that is a majority of what I wanted to speak about. I guess I'll bring up one more thing.
Sure.
This is actually positive once again. So my friend got me. Do you remember Ollie?
Yes.
We had them on the podcast before. Mm-hmm. So they got me into an online indie show. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's called the Amazing Digital Circus.
I have heard of it. Yes.
Does that ring up any? I don't know if the humor will be your taste, but it is a very, very good show. It is an amazing indie show. I think it's made in Unreal Engine 5, so it looks incredible. And it has some good voice actors and voice actresses behind it, like Lizzie Freeman, who's done some English dubs for different shows.
She was Metis.
Michael Kovac, Metis! There you go. Michael Kovac, who's known for a lot of independent shows, he was the original voice actor for a character in Hazbin Hotel before they got recasted when they went to Amazon. Mm-hmm. And there's a few others, I think Sean Chiplock as well. There's a very good cast, and it's made by a studio called Glitch, who are based in Australia. So that was what I was going to say. Oh, that's a shit thing Australia have done. Now here's a good thing Australians have done. And the reason I bring it up is because it's an entirely indie show that they have to release their episodes a few months after each other because it takes a lot of work to make a single episode. And they've got some other shows they're also making. And it's planned to have 9 episodes. Episode 5 came out last month. And I read a thing from, I think, Alex Rokan, or I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, one of the voice actors who said, we've just done the script read for the last few episodes, and I am in tears. And apparently it's a really, really good ending. And so the show, the reason to bring it up is because the show, I really, really, really like it. I think it's really funny, really well made. It has some deep messages as well. And another really cool thing is that the people behind it have actually encouraged the voice actors and voice actresses to interact with the community and be a part of different like small projects that are based around the Amazing Digital Circus. So funnily enough, a lot of the voice actors and actresses actually feature in songs that people have made about the show.
Wow.
Which is really, really cool. Like it's such a new level of fan interaction that you don't usually see.
Right.
And it is really amazing to see. And that they're also really talented as well. Like the voice actress for a character named Gangle is also a VTuber who does who streams a lot, and she's really cool as well, and she sings as well. And it's such an awesome blend of a professional show. The show did so well, it got picked up and it's simulcasting on Netflix as well as YouTube. Like that's how big it is. So because it's an Australian production, not only that, because it's also a really fun show with a lot of cool characters and a lot of fun elements that allow them to do stuff online as well and interact with the community in a unique way. I really encourage people to watch The Amazing Digital Circus. I love it. So give that a crack. It's like dark comedy, animated, and it's really funny.
Nice.
It's good. If it's only going to be 9 episodes, that is a bit upsetting because like the concept is there's so much potential and like it's vast, like The Amazing Digital Circus.
Right.
So the fact that it's only got 9 episodes planned and like that could literally just be it, like that would be a shame because I feel like you could fucking milk that shit if you wanted of the concept, but they clearly have a story they want to tell and they're just gonna stick to it. So good on them for that.
Agreed.
Yeah. Watch The Amazing Digital Circus. That's my message. I am pretty much good. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, just one more thing. It's relevant to the channel. I think probably the final big information reveal for Legends ZA just came out. And I watched it live on the Presents. I think I've talked about this before. I was not a fan originally. Like let's just say I'm hopeful now. But I'm like, why does this game only take place in Lumio City? I don't really like that. But I actually think, based on the new info drop, that it's actually more about actively sort of unfolding a mystery that's like a very... There's... The big thing is there is rogue cases of mega evolution happening throughout the city that aren't intentional. It's just like happens randomly. And then there's this big organization, like almost like the mafia, sort of in the background of everything that was revealed as well. So it seems like it's going to be big on the mystery element. So if that's the case, I actually think it being in one city might actually work. But I think it's still got to prove itself, right? But if that's where it's going, I'm actually quite hopeful for it. It's got my hopes up more than I have had them before about the story of this game. Yeah, it looks really good. I don't really have that strong of an opinion on poor old Mega Dragonite. He's been lambasted to shit and back. Yeah, he's certainly a guy. He's just a little guy, Mega Dragonite.
I just remember seeing one thing of like, oh, what did people expect Mega Dragonite to be? And then there was just one comment that said, a dragon?
Yeah. Well, Dragonite was never real. Like Dragonite, he's always been this goofy little fucking dragon.
Yeah.
I think it's fine. I don't mind it. Either way, because like everyone's like, oh, it's just Dragonite, but he's got wings on his head. Well, Mega Ampharos is just Ampharos with a lot of hair, so I'm not sure what we were expecting. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, I don't have that strong opinion about it. I did ask my my coworker who works across from me in the office. His favorite, like one of his favorite Pokemon of all time is Dragonite, and I asked him what he thought about it. And because we talk about video games quite frequently, like whenever he has something video game to talk about, he brings it up with me, even if I don't know what he's talking about. But he was just excited that it got a Mega Evolution. He didn't really seem to care all that much about the design, but he was like, oh fuck yeah, like I've been waiting for this. Like every other pseudo legendary has got a Mega Evolution, you know, like your Metagross, Tyranitar, the whole 9 yards. But now Dragonite finally has one too. And I think there's probably I didn't see which Pokemon were on it, but apparently there exists a leak that has like 16 Pokemon on it that have Mega Evolution, and Dragonite was on there. That have new Mega Evolutions, and Dragonite was on there, so maybe the leak is credible. But if we get like 15 or 16 new Mega Evolutions, that's pretty good. It's a lot. So I'm definitely looking forward to it. It's only it's less than 3 months out now. So it's 2025 has gone by crazy fast. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be a fun game. So
I'm still so like in two minds about ZA, because like I there is that morbid curiosity, and then there's another part of me. It's just like I really don't care, but I'll power through. We'll watch it. I'll watch you play it, and we'll see what happens. We'll see. I'm sure at the very least it'll be interesting, because they have been. They're doing something different, and we can always appreciate them doing something different.
And that's why I was telling that same coworker, I'm like, you know, I think this sets a good precedent for the Legends series, because it's so immediately different from Legends Arceus. It's setting the precedent that the Legends series can be pretty much anything. Like there's no consistent way that they're going to design it. That they're going to have it be. Like the last one was really big on like the exploration factor, and then this one's going to be a lot more on like the mystery solving factor, and even the battling factor as well. Like there's a lot more emphasis on battling in ZA. So I do think it's a good thing that they've designed it this way. At least it will be in the long run, because it'll temper our expectations going forward for the Legends games. So yeah, I am definitely looking forward to it. I'm hoping it's really good. It's like the first time in a decade, I think, that Pokemon has taken more than a year to release their next main series game. So it better be fucking good. So every other game has come out less than a year before.
It fucking better. Yeah.
I think it
fucking better, because I have literally, like, I have so zoned out of Pokemon over the past few years, but I do remember. Like, fuck, Legends Arceus was fun. And I just want it to be fun. So that's what I'm hoping ZA is just fun. Like, if it's not fun, I'm just gonna be like, I'll check out.
Damn.
Like, I'm just like, I want it to be fun. Like, I've checked out of shit before, and I felt bad about checking out. But like, fucking ZA has not given me a lot of hope. But if they do have a lot of plans for it, then. Because you said like the mystery, like trying to figure out.
I think it's going to be
mystery
pretty involved. Yeah, there's been a lot of there's a lot of characters, so I think it's going to be really fun. There's even we saw Emma. We saw Emma too. She's from the X and Y post game. X and Y post game was really bizarre. I remember it being like very strange. But Emma was this character who was in like a combat suit. She was essentially like almost a robot like slave for one of the Team Flare guys who was like left over after the big battle from the main story. But Emma is actually like a detective in Lumio City now. So it actually is big on the mystery thing. And there's a lot of characters that have already been revealed. Like we saw the leader of the Mafia. Hypatoria loves that guy. He was telling me like, this is one of Pokemon's best designs in fucking decades. I'm like, yeah, I mean, he looks good, man. I'm not going to simp over him, but he looks cool. Yeah, Yeah, so I think it's gonna be really involved, like way more than Pokemon usually is. So I've got my hopes high. It's gonna be really different from usual Pokemon, I'm pretty sure. And it also has, I think it showed off the battle, how battles go. It actually is, like, I think as close to the anime, like the real-time battling we see in the anime that Pokemon has ever gotten. Like, you have to control your guys and dodge in real time. I think it's going to be kind of hard to get used to, but fun once you get the hang of it. So,
okay,
it is.
Nice.
I've got my hopes high for it.
All right. Well, that will be coming your way in time whenever it comes out.
Yeah. October 16th.
Yeah, that's all we had to talk about. It's probably because we haven't been playing as many games, and we've just had a lot going on in our own fucking lives that we haven't played games recently. That's why all this shit has happened, and I've just wanted to talk. Yeah. So that is that's all from our camp from now. The only thing I know we're doing coming up is 3 Days Grace's Alienation album on the 22nd of August is coming out.
Oh, yeah.
And then we got Legends ZA in October. And we are ever nearing in on episode 100 of the FireStorm podcast. Oh my god. So we'll see what happens there. We'll try and do something, I guess. Maybe. Is there anything else you wanted to say, Gus, before wrapping it up here?
That's it. I said everything.
Lovely. I think we've pretty much covered everything. It's just been been hectic, man. There's been a lot happening. I'm glad I managed to fucking talk about everything. Thank you so much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I'll let Gus take care of the outro.
Yeah, okay. I wasn't paying attention for a second. Thank you all for watching and or listening, however you did it. If you have, I don't know, anything, games you want us to play, albums you want us to listen to, anime we should watch, I'm probably already watching it, but you can say it anyway. You can leave them in the comments below, or if you're a fucking insane person, email us, firestormproductions2@gmail.com, and we'll see you guys whenever the wind blows your way. I don't know why I would say it like that, but it's what's gonna happen.
Whenever the wind blows, we'll be there, blowing back.
Probably.
I don't know how that works. Bye.
Bye. Bye.